Hey guys, welcome back to the series all about wasting energy life skilling and trying to make millions. Today, I'll be continuing to prepare to cook those Valencia meals by gathering Freekeh out here in Valencia. So if you don't have workers to gather your Freekeh or curious about gathering it yourself, let's get into gathering Freekeh out here in Valencia. As I continue from the last episode, I'm out here in the Valencia Plantation to start gathering Freekeh in hopes of not needing to use the central market or at least some good rare drops to make me feel better. Coming out here is the only place to gather Freekeh, making it inconvenient, and if you have enough contribution points, you can send workers here to gather throughout the week. After updating the worker empire and getting the Valencia region set up for workers, all the ingredients I need for my Valencia meals are being gathered passively. So why bother coming out here instead of letting my workers do all the work or just buying the Freekeh off the central market? One item, the fairy's breath. For gathering, this is going to be a godsend in getting those contribution points, and with the need to invest into my worker empire, the appeal of manually gathering to supplement my cooking ingredients and get double contribution points now with these dropping is way too hard to pass up. This is not going to make you millions, nor should it be used as a way to power level your gathering. This is just a fun way to show you what I do in Black Desert, and you should just enjoy the game at your own pace. But with that being said, let's get buffed up. Here's my gathering mastery as usual, and let's just start gathering. Starting out, I make sure to have my pet skills on fast so I can find out where to gather sooner and not run around trying to figure out where to gather. I've already done this before, so I know what can be made before the Gathering Master was introduced. But like I mentioned, I want those fairies' breath. I'm hoping to get a good amount, but since these are new, I'm still trying to see how likely they are, and just if you can get contribution points with gathering. And if you're trying to gather these fairies' breath, let me know down in the comments, and if you know which gathering tool is more likely to drop these, or if it's mainly RNG like the petals. While you're down there, be sure to smash that like button. All the support helps grow the channel, and it's always greatly appreciated. Now, like with the Tef, this is a nice way to gather fruits, but it's not going to be like herb gathering. If you are looking to cook Valencia meals, this is a nice way to do both. I won't suggest doing this unless you have an alt you're trying to level gathering and want to cook, or if you don't have the contribution points and silver to buy some. I'm just subjecting myself to this to show you why it's not worth manually gathering. As always, I have to change channels to keep gathering because there's such a low amount here. I'm just hoping to get a couple thousand Freekeh so I can start cooking and not have to wait for my workers to finish. I do have an alt set up in Elton, so I can quickly move my ingredients from the central market in Valencia and pull them out there without having to waste time on the transports. I may not be saving time with gathering, but at least I can save time with the transporting everything, right? With my cooking setup being in California and Elton, I won't bother making a house here just yet in Valencia just to cook. It will be a waste of my contribution points right now, but maybe later I'll do something like that. I've been slowly getting through all the topics you guys have been mentioning, and don't worry, I will get to the topic you've mentioned, and I haven't forgotten about you. But with an hour coming up, here's what I was able to gather, but I'm gonna jump back in and see what more I can gather. Because I'm always told to make meals and how meals can make me more silver, it's only fair to show you what goes into making the meals, and if you're a newer player or haven't gotten your workers set up, this is a perfect way to get an understanding of what's needed. It's really a shame to know there's no other way to get Freekeh, and the value alone is just so low. Once made up into Freekeh snake stew, it's worth more, but not everything in Black Desert can make hundreds of millions. Even though I'll have more than enough Freekeh, I'm still trying to get those rare drops to make back the cost of my energy tonics used. It's not much, but I'd rather come out of here with some profit and not a complete loss. I'm not saying you should never do this, but it's not something that should be done weekly. My workers will take care of that while I gather the other ingredients. Luckily, I'm just gonna need a couple more ingredients to complete my Valencia meals, so will my trend of spending all my energy and losing money. I can't wait to get to 1600 gathering mastery. Having an increased gathering amount still makes gathering not worth the energy cost, but I need more Freekeh faster, and at least it gets me a couple thousand. Now with my meal thankfully coming to an end, here's what I was able to gather in those 2 hours. And now that I can finally get out of here, it's time to head back into the city and start listing all of this. Back in Valencia, listing everything in the central market, I was able to make about 3.6 mil on the Freekeh, which is extremely low. All the fruits came out to a total of 38.6 mil, which will help with my alchemy. The black gem fragments made about 24.9 mil. For the sharps, I can make about 85 mil, and the hards will make me about 92.8 mil. Converting the dust into Caphras and listing them, I was able to make 108 mil, being where I will make most of my money here today. Lastly, I was able to get about 27 fairy's breath. This should help me finish setting up my workers node and makes this the most I've gathered so far. Because I was able to open 4 of the new mysterious chests from the new buried traces added in gathering, I was able to gather more than what you usually are able to. In total, I was able to make about 353.6 mil, which completely makes up for the low amount of silver in the last couple of episodes gathering out here in Valencia. As you can see, it's not really worth the time and energy to manually gather Freekeh, but if you have a gold key and some luck too, you can find a buried trace, which you can make more money. Freekeh is rather cheap to buy and workers gather it fast, also giving it more cons to coming out here to manually gather it. I personally will just wait for my workers to get the needed amount, then do all my cooking next time. But hey, I gather the most useless things just to show you before you make the same mistakes I do. The new gathering updates gives better loot and more goodies just to make silver and earn contribution points easier while being a life skiller. And if you want to see another way to make money in Black Desert Online, or just want to see how to level those life skills, click this video here, and I will see you in the next episode of Life of Shai, where I will be hunting lions near Arahaza.